Hey, what is going on, cryptographers, or cryptographers, if you will? I am Patrick, your Bitcoin motorist, at Bitcoin Motorist on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And today I want to talk a little bit about playing the long game and how it relates to Bitcoin and different ways of playing the long game. So there's this concept in the book, The Bitcoin Standard, that I came across. This low time preference versus high time preference. So low time preference means that you're willing to delay gratification. You're willing to wait longer to get the results that you're looking for, to get better results. And high time preference means that you're not willing to wait. You're willing to spend more money right now, or do whatever you want right now, and worry about the consequences later. So I would say that in general, you want to tend more towards the low time preference, and I think that's kind of a better way of looking at it. Of course, there are exceptions, but for the most part, being a low time preference individual is a great indicator of success. And this is a very, very important part of playing the long game. Is not thinking about next week, but thinking about next year or next 10 years. It's another reason to check out the book, The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. And another thing that along these lines, which Saifedean is very much into, as well as a lot of other people who are into Bitcoin are also into this, is something called carnivory. Now, just like I'm not your investment advisor, I'm not your nutritionist. I don't tell you what to buy, what to invest in, and I don't tell you what to eat. Okay, you can figure out what to eat on your own. I can just tell you what works for me. I have lost about 65 pounds on first it was low carb, and then it was basically no carb and carnivory. And I feel really, really good. My sleep has improved. A lot of other things have improved in my life with this carnivory diet. And I've heard all sorts of health claims related to carnivory. Now, I haven't experienced all those health claims that other people have claimed, but I've heard other people say things like, they don't sunburn as easily, or they have less inflammation and things like that. So I think that there really is something to this carnivory diet. And how this relates to playing the long game is that if you're eating healthier, if you're paying a little bit more attention to what you're putting in your body, you're actually going to live a lot longer. And I've taken this very, very seriously because I'm into Bitcoin for the long haul, and I want to see Bitcoin become this worldwide standard. But I have to live long enough to see it. You can't. This isn't going to happen in 3 years. Okay, this may happen, in 30 years or 40 years or even longer. But it's not going to be, an overnight success. So this is why it's very, very important that if you're interested in Bitcoin, that you, at some point, you understand the ethos of Bitcoin. And I think playing the long game fits in very nicely with Bitcoin, and eating meat is just part of it. There's another Bitcoiner named Michael Goldstein. He's at Bitstein on Twitter. He's got a really, really cool website you should definitely check out, which is specifically related to carnivory. It's justmeat.co, and he's got all sorts of resources there, all sorts of books and essays and wikis and Facebook groups and Twitter accounts and all these things that if you're interested in carnivory, if you want to find out more about it, definitely check out his website. It's a really, really good resource if you want to get a start on carnivory and eating more healthy, taking a little bit better care of your body. So the reason why we're into Bitcoin is because we're kind of going against the grain. We're going against what society says. Society says, government defines what money is, and we're thinking, well, maybe that's not 100% true. Or most of society says, hey, a low-fat diet is good for you, and eating red meat is bad for you. And we're like, well, maybe there's some evidence against that. Most society says a plant-based diet is good for you. Well, maybe plants aren't really necessarily the most healthiest thing. Again, I'm not your nutritionist. I can just tell you what works for me. And so a lot of us are open to these alternative ideas. So I looked into it more, and the more I read about it, the more it made sense to me. I decided to try it, and it's worked for me so far. And then another thing that is kind of related to playing this long game, which is kind of a thing that Bitcoin naturally applies to, is saving more. not spending your money as much and saving more of it, storing more of it, saving a higher percentage of your income, not going into debt as much. Bitcoin kind of rewards people who save for the long term. It punishes people who want to spend more. So if you want to spend some of your Bitcoins and you're in a real rush to spend them, you're going to have to pay sometimes high transaction fees to get your transaction through. Whereas if you're not really in a rush to move your coins, you can put in a low transaction fee and kind of wait a little bit longer for your transaction to get confirmed. And also the best thing probably to do is just to not spend your Bitcoin. I try not to spend my Bitcoin as much as possible. I'm not looking for places to spend my Bitcoin. I'm trying to save as much of my Bitcoin as I possibly can and spend as little or none of it as possible. And I think that when you have a monetary system, which is easily inflatable, like the fiat monetary system that we have, it kind of rewards debt and it rewards spending more than it rewards saving. Savers get punished. But Bitcoin, the exact opposite is true. Savers get rewarded. So this is going to have all sorts of implications in our society. It's going to kind of make people kind of think more long term. Again, this is covered in the book, The Bitcoin Standard, which is why I think it's such a fascinating book. Because it's not just about Bitcoin, it's about all these other economic concepts, high time preference versus low time preference. And again, I think Bitcoin rewards people with a low time preference. So I think that it's a more sustainable system, and it's going to have all sorts of benefits for the economy in the long run, in my opinion. So that's all I have today for you guys. Please like or dislike this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more content like this. Share this video to get this message out to more people. And I will be at the Unconfiscatable conference in Las Vegas January 24th through the 26th. So if you want to come hang out in person, meet me and meet a lot of other carnivores and meat eaters, you can come hang out with us on January 24th through the 26th. There is a carnivory dinner scheduled for that conference, but unfortunately I believe it's sold out. So unless somebody cancels last minute, you're probably not going to get into the carnivory dinner. But still, the conference is not sold out, so the conference still has tickets available. So I hope to see you at the conference. If you want to support this channel, use the Amazon links I have below for I'll link to some of the books that I talk about, some good resources for Bitcoin and carnivory. So check out those books below using my Amazon link, and you can get Amazon shopping using my Amazon link. If you're watching this on Facebook, get off Facebook. I'm going to get off Facebook soon. So click on over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you there. And with that, you guys have an awesome evening. Thanks.